All right. We are going live. All right, let's go. We are here Tuesday night. If you want to jump in, we are ready to have a conversation for the weekly blend. As you're coming in, you know to do hit that like. First of all, pay your tithes and start hitting that like, but also go ahead and drop your sin of the day. We'll get started here in just a moment. Good. I see James in the building. Good to see you, my guy. As you're coming in, do me the favor, do me the honor. Go ahead and hit that like button. Let's go ahead and get it started tonight. Drop those sin of the days. Let everybody know what you are wearing and how it you smell. All right.
The Weekly Blend, live every week. Fragrance, culture, conversation. The Weekly Blend, live every week. Fragrance, culture, conversation.
All right, what's good, y'all? What's going on? What's happening? In the words of Nikki, what's popping, what's popping, what's popping. Good to see everybody in the place this evening. Hope you're having an amazing day. Hopefully things are going exactly how you want them to, need them to, and yes, even expect them to. Expectations do play a big part. All right. Listen, let's just kind of jump into the chat. I see that there's a flurry of activity already there. It's 20 of y'all already in here, so let's go ahead and hit those like buttons. Let's go ahead and let folks know that we are in the place tonight. We're going to have a good conversation. I'm going to have my guests coming in here shortly, but we're going to just kind of get started. We've got, of course, our guy Joel first up. Sin of the day is Un Nuit Nomad Estrella de la Mañana. Yeah, listen, my Spanish came back for a moment there. All right, good to see you, Joel. Thanks for stopping through. Walt is in the building. I came here early just to say me and Shay got some beef. Okay, so here we go. We already starting off with some drama, with some beef. It's okay. It's okay. And he's letting everybody know. Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sin of the night is that Valentino Uomo Purple Melancholia. So I did catch your little video on it. I think it was a short or reel, what have you. Definitely something I might want to check into and see about. I'll have to get out one of these days and go check that out. But definitely good. James is in the building. Yes, sir. Everybody say what's up to everybody. Scent Boss, good to see you, my guy. Scent of the day is JTC 400 by Xerjoff. Excellent. SVT. Peace Favors fam, good. Scent of the night is Fugazi Angel Dust. Definitely. I got a chance to put nose on that when I was at Scent Explorer. Definitely a nice fragrance. Definitely nice. Everybody's wishing everybody good evening, everything. Twizzy is wearing that Vanilla Seduction. Nice. I keep seeing that pop up in Burlington now. So I see the Vanilla Seduction and the Vanilla Aura are popping up. It's already 90 degrees here, so I'll probably just may hold off on it just because it's probably not going to be any good for me as far as the spring and summer as we are here right now. All right. Stand by and fire says doing well. Hope you are well too. Okay, good. Everybody's greeting each other. That's what I like to see. Jason's wearing that day 3 Alien. All right, excellent. All right, things sitting. So yeah, that Fat Boy, we're gonna have to check into that Melancholia. All right, everybody's good. Everybody's here. All right, listen, we got a few moments. I know my guests should be popping in here shortly. We're gonna have a conversation with our guy Ralph from over at Xerjoff. He sent me over some samples, so we'll definitely try and go through some of those. But we'll also do some conversation just as far as the entire thing of what it looks like as far as fragrances for my guy. All right. And from Xerjoff. But let's kind of just chop it up. Let's kind of talk. Let's kind of just see what's happening. See what we got here. Sunday the night is Lobster 2000 on the boat with the boys. Late evening haul, Atlanta, Canada. So you're one of those guys that's out there with the fish. All right, perfect fit for that because it's out there. It is definitely one of those that is for the Marine. It is Atlas, and they will smell you all the day. So, but definitely good. Let's see here. Me, my Sephora had it before the employees did. Had to ask them to go back and get it. All right. So Walton now decants. Okay. You got my address, bro. Let's see. Going through here a lot. All right. Let's see if we can catch up. All right. Kix is in the building. My guy Kix is there as well. Excellent. Good to see you. All right. So before I bring my guest up, let him get settled here real quick. Couple of things just as far as life, and I've got some things just as far as one of the things I know Walt kind of mentioned the other night, and I just want to tag in on it, is this global fragrance convention in Houston looks like it's shaping up to be something. I was a little nervous at first because there was a lot of information or a lot of hype or a lot of publicity about it, but it didn't seem to have anything. I just saw the vendor list and it's looking nice. I know Mind Games is there. I know Initio's there. I think 85 Reserve is there. Our guy Karomas is there. So there's a lot of people that will be there for that global fragrance convention. So that might be a good place for those of you that are going to be able to make it for us all to tap in. The only thing I'm just a little concerned about, maybe just because I've heard, but I'm not sure. Tickets are supposed to go on sale the 21st, but I did see in one of the fragrance groups that I'm in, somebody mentioned that tickets are looking to be like $140 for general admission, and then for VIP with like a champagne toast or something like that, and like a swag bag and some other things, that's shaping up to be like $300. I don't know. Don't hold me to it. Don't quote me on it, but that's kind of what it's looking like as far as what I saw. So we'll see as far as the 21st what that looks like. But other than that, yeah, that's kind of the thing. Yeah, well, that's the number that I saw. Now, again, take that with a grain of salt. That could just be the rumor mill right now, but that's the thing, right? That's the one thing that may be a hindrance to some people, right? Because we're talking 2 days. We're talking Friday and Saturday, and it's the first one. So you got to come with it. My opinion. Let's see what early bird looks like. Because if early bird is along the same lines as far as what early bird for Scent Explorer was, then okay, I can rock with that. But if early bird is 140, yeah, we got to talk. All right, but yeah, that's my thoughts. Yeah, and 300 for that VIP. The thing I saw, I'll see if I can find it now. I'll definitely kind of bring that up. But the thing I saw was that she kind of tried to explain it as far as like there's a lot of things that you'll get with that VIP. But we will see. But my plan is to be there for that. And my plan, of course, is to be for Scent Explorer. So those are the two things right now that I'm planning on making as far as my trips. All right. Let's see. Rolf, if you're ready, just put your camera on and we can go ahead and bring you up. There we go. All right. Let's go ahead and bring Rolf up. He is no stranger to the community. He's here. He's in the chat a lot of times. I know he's had lots of conversations, but I wanted to have a conversation with him as well. So, Rolf, how you doing this evening, man?
Pretty good, Kev. Thank you for having me.
Good. Appreciate you stopping through. Appreciate you hanging out with us for a little bit. And we're just going to kind of jump into the conversation and we're going to have some fun tonight. I want to kind of do a little different things as far as like how, of course, you've been with Xerjoff for how many years now as far as like a representative?
Well, unofficially, since 2016.
Okay.
But 18, I started working unofficially.
Okay.
Helping them to grow the website, the e-commerce, but officially since last year.
Okay. Excellent.
Last year.
Excellent. So kind of just for those that are curious, what exactly do you do for Xerjoff, right? What is, we know you're with them, we know you represent, but kind of what does that look like for you?
All right. So my name is Rafael Valareso. I'm from Peru. Um, I met Sergio Momo in 2016 and met part of his team. And then they welcomed me. There we started getting in touch.
Mhm.
Then officially I started working for them since the beginning of last year. I'm the Xerjoff representative in United States. I'm part of the team, the social media. I'm the educator online to try to guide influencers like you
Mhm.
about the story, about the perspective of the brand, about the future of the brand, and what is the meaning of Sergio.
And you're also just a fragrance enthusiast even before you came alongside Xerjoff, correct?
Correct. Basically, I entered into this fragrance online community in 2015
Okay.
after I bought. Let me see. This is the fragrance that actually made me go and look for niche. So after I bought this in 2015,
Mm-hmm.
I said, like, you know what? I need something else.
Yeah.
It's too much of the same. I get bored about designers.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I said, let me find out. And then I was reading an article on GQ magazine about the new note that is gonna make a revolution in the perfume business, which is oud. And when I read an article about how oud is gonna perform your skin and everything about it, I said, oh, I need to get everything about oud. So I found oud wood and John Barbados oud. Many people
Mm-hmm.
talk about that oud, for example, which is not oud, because after that I discovered what exactly oud is. These chips, as you can see,
Mm-hmm.
chips of oud, a variety of chips, because they're different, age. And there's one here in particular, which is really, really old, and this is the most expensive piece that I have. This one. So after that, I said, like, oh no, I need this. I get into this craziness of, like, everybody's talking about this and that on Facebook. It was a beautiful community on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
PFL, Steven, Max, Rene Sayas. Back then it was Katie Puckrit, the only one.
Okay.
Then Demi, of course, Jeremy, and Sebastian, and many others. So when I discovered this, I said, "Oh, this is what I was looking for. This is one of my kind. I need this."
Mm-hmm.
But then, the opinionated, kind of thing in certain groups is kind of like, oh no, okay, I have to focus on on what I like is perfume. So that's how I entered into this community.
Okay. Yeah, and you are definitely, I mean, I know I appreciate the fact that you're in the comments, you're part of the community, you're not kind of distancing yourself from the community. You're part of the community. You are here sharing your wisdom, but also commenting as far as even the things that you like. So what was your first Xerjoff? What was the first Xerjoff that you got that just kind of blew you away?
Okay, first of all, I'm gonna give you a little synopsis of the history of the brand.
Okay.
The brand was founded in 2000, at the end of 2006, by Sergio Momo. He is from Torino, Italy, and the meaning of Sergio is, like, first of all, he created this word, which is, is a two different pieces.
Mm-hmm.
His grandma used to call him Sir, Joff, and his colleagues in London used to call him Sir. So it's Sir Joff.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Okay.
no Xerjoff, Xerjo, none. It's Sir, like yes, sir, and
Mm-hmm.
Joff. That's it.
Okay.
And he started with and L. Those were the very first two perfumes that he created.
Okay.
And then he started knocking doors. His idea and the meaning of the brand is to give you a multisensory experience. It means combine art, any kind of art. It may be cuisine, music, and then put it into a work of design because he's from the design business. So he started designing the bottles. At the beginning, the bottles were looking like not even closer to like they were a square, like a very square, like compact bottle. Start making more designs and start getting super expensive. And then they were saying like, you need to create something that you can actually produce in mass. At the beginning, he was kind of like, no, maybe yes. And then he decided, let's go forward. The brand started growing and growing after the first introduction of the first collection called 1717 collection, which you can find Richwood, Picobaya Dama Rose, Om, of course. And then he created the other collection, which is Shooting Star Collections, which this particular collection comes with a little piece of a meteorite that it landed in Siberia. So basically, what we always trying to, tell to influencers and your viewers is like, this is the new bottle of Xerjoff that was introduced, the new design in 2017 from the square bottles. If you can tell, you can see this is the cap, and in the cap in the bottom it says Xerjoff. Okay, so we see many people, like for example, they tag me on my Instagram, on TikTok. When I see a cap like this, I don't share that. When I see a cap like that, I don't even share that. So we always do this because that's why we put the name on it. Gotcha. So the proper way to actually display our Xerjoff products is this way. Of course, you can do whatever you wanted, but this is the proper way. That's why we introduce the name there. It's happening the same with the Casa Moratti, as you can see. It says Casa Moratti there. And that's basically what we're trying to, tell them. And the multisensorial part, we're going to discuss that later. But after that, Sergio Momo started thinking about introducing more collections. The 1861, which is a collection that is a homage to Italy. And then other collections like Chemi and the very famous Rapura, which is back then it used to be Sospiro. And then the name is no longer in the Xerjoff group. And now it's only Xerjoff Vive or Xerjoff V. So that's where you can find a Rapura, Cento, all those collections. And then Chemi, it used to be called Chemi, and now it's K collection. And it used to be a shape like this. And now you can find a shape like that. So basically, from this bottle, it came to this bottle.
Okay.
This year, we're going to celebrate 20 years. From 2006 to 2026, 20-year anniversary. So this year, we're going to celebrate. We're going to have a variety of events.
Okay.
This happened one event last week in London with a very well-known Michelin chef that is partnered with Sergio Momo and creating a multisensorial experience, combining the cuisine and try to replicate the aromas of the ingredients that it was in one of the perfumes. In this case, we use Starlight, for example. So you can find cardamom, you can find cinnamon. Some of the ingredients that you can see on the Starlight, you can experience in that dinner event that we had. So that's the key of the multisensorial. And every single perfume in Xerjoff, we create a story. So it's a story behind the perfume. So each bottle that you have there, it has a story. And I'm so, eager to actually share those stories with you.
So a couple questions that were in the chat that I definitely want to bring out. One, especially because it's right now, it's very topical. Is there going to be a 20th anniversary special fragrance that is coming out? Or can you speak to it?
I can tell you that, for example, I heard that you said that $300 for this event in August for only 2 days. Well, there's no such a thing with Essence. In June this year, Essence doesn't charge you that amount of money. So it might be wrong, that rate. But if you happened to actually have an opportunity to go to Milan for the Suns.
Mhm.
That week, it's like 3-4 days. That week, we're gonna have a huge celebration, and we're gonna actually introduce Sergio Momo. Is gonna introduce our newest collaboration, which
Okay.
is gonna blow minds.
Okay.
That's all I can say. No one is expecting about this, but it's a well-known brand.
Oh
That's
wow.
all I can say. Yeah, well-known brand.
Well-known brand outside of fragrance that you all are collaborating with.
Yeah, it's like, for example, Duran Duran. Everybody
Right.
from the 80s know Duran Duran, even the 90s, even
Mhm.
nowadays, because they still, on the top charts. But it's like we don't approach Duran Duran. Duran, the wife of the lead singer, is a friend of the Xerjoff ambassador in London, and then become friends with Sergio Momo, and then they start collaborating, talking about the perfumes. Oh, how about if we feature Dama Bianca in one of our videos, the Duran Duran videos, and that's how we start the ideas, put it together, and then create perfumes for them. Same thing with Tony Iommi, with Brian May, and many others. But this brand that is actually collaborating with Sergio
Mhm.
in June, they approach to the brand. So it's gonna be like I cannot tell you the perfumes, I cannot tell you about the notes, I cannot tell you about anything else,
Gotcha.
but they're amazing, of
You just
course.
got to be on the lookout. Okay. Okay. And that's June when that's supposed to be like at Essence. That'll be
Yeah,
announced. It's got to be available.
Sergio and all the brands, I can tell you that as an insider, because I was before start working for Sergio.
Mhm.
Working for Sergio, I went to Essence before and after. So brands like Sergio or Amouage or Nishane or Rojadov, they don't go to Essence. So if you're expecting to go to Essence, you're not gonna find us there.
Okay.
You're gonna find us in our boutique, which is located in the same city, Milano.
Gotcha.
So what we do is like we throw a party, and then before the party we have a preview party. In that preview party, we actually Sergio Momo is going to introduce, for example, last year was Duran Duran collaboration, and no one knew that Duran Duran, two key members of the band will be there, and they were there. No one expected that. We
Mhm.
had some TikTok France influencers, because according to that generation, when they saw them, they're like, "Who are they?" They were like, "Like, I have no idea." Like, it was Duran Duran, but for the people like us, or people who loves music, because that's
Right.
music to me, at least, knows about Duran Duran. Icon, it's an iconic band. So same thing is gonna happen in Milano in June this year. We're
Okay.
not gonna be an Essence. We're gonna be in our party. We select the people that we're gonna invite for the preview party to introduce the new collaboration, the new blends collaboration, because it's part of the blends collection, and then the party. But then for the first time, we're gonna have an experience, and this company is selecting these influencers that they're gonna be there for that experience. So, that's all I can say. So it's gonna be a very different way that we never did it before,
Okay.
because of the 20th anniversary and
Yeah.
because of the well famous brand that is behind this collaboration. Yes.
Okay. Okay. I'm definitely looking forward to hearing that and seeing that. Because I know you had sent over some samples to me. And yeah, what is it? The Duran Duran Neo Rio?
Yes, that's Neo Rio. That's in fact the collaboration that Sergio Momo introduced in Milano for Essence last year.
Mhm.
And basically, Simon Le Bon, Nick Rhodes, Andy Taylor, they collaborated with Sergio, and they created two perfumes. But one perfume comes in 4 colors,
Okay.
as you can see. So this is Neo Rio. And why these colors? Because if you are from the 80s, or if you know about Duran Duran,
Yes,
first of
sir.
all, Duran Duran has a song called Rio.
Mhm.
My name is Rio, and she dances on the sand. Well, that's the band. That's the song.
Mhm.
The second perfume that we collaborated with them is Black Moonlight. So that's Black Moonlight.
Yeah.
So there's only two perfumes, one perfume in four colors, and this is Neo Rio. So I saw that you just spray it, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So what do you think about that?
This is of the two. Now, the Black Midnight from was a little darker. This is just nice, fruity. Definitely feels, how's the word I want to put it? This is definitely one that for me I would rock for sure. But this is nice. This is fruity. There's a little, I want to say there's a little, not booze, but uh, there's a little alcohol in there. I can't picture what it is.
Boozy.
Yeah, but it's not your typical boozy where it's like drunk boozy, right?
Mhm.
It's enough. It's like a shot, as it were, right? Just
Yes,
enough that's there that you know that it's there.
yes. Well, it has rum.
Okay,
It has rum, but no like on your face. You know, it's
right.
like
That's what it is.
combined more likely with the honey fig. It has figs.
Yes,
And LME is very kind of balsamic, but at the same time, it's fruity, as you said, right?
yes,
And also the maple syrupy fig. It has a licorice. It has a bit of licorice, and this particular collection, coincidentally, when it's about music, it has to have patchouli.
yeah,
So it has patchouli almost at when it dries down. And as you see, you're very good about it because you say like it's kind of boozy, fruity. It gives
yeah,
you that like balsamic notes.
yeah. Because it does. Now, the thing I appreciate about even the Xerjoff fragrances that I have, and that that I've had a chance to put nose on, this even kind of shifts, even from the initial spray, because the initial spray was that kind of hit with what came off fruity to me,
Mhm.
but as I'm putting more on it, I do pick up there's that rum comes out a little more. The fig is definitely there. Yeah. This is, like I said, of the two from the Duran Duran line that you sent me,
Mhm.
this is the one that I was definitely leaning towards. I was like, this is one that definitely fits my profile for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you smell already, you test already Black Moonlight.
I've done, yeah, I did like a few weeks ago, and then I just kind of remembered which ones off the top, but I'm re-smelling them again because I want to have the experience with you
Yeah,
to
no,
really just kind of dig into them again.
actually, thank you for your honesty because like some people say I never smell it, and then y- y- you're a frackhead. You have to smell it because you're eager to smell as soon as you have a sample.
Exactly, exactly. I don't do unboxings that well on camera just because I'm always looking to kind of get in there and smell.
Yeah.
And so yeah, when you sent it to me a while back, I definitely put nose on it, and then I came back and put nose on it again, and then I definitely want to again just do this experience with you again. Yeah.
It's kind of curious because like there's certain people. It's like a 50-50 with this collection, with these releases.
Mhm.
With Duran releases, I have so many people love Neo Rio, and then some other people love Black Moonlight.
Mhm.
Very few they don't like both. Very small portion of people. They with my interactions on Instagram and TikTok and in variety of Facebook groups. But I understand why people love a little bit more of Neo Rio than Black Moonlight.
Mhm. Yeah, because Black Moonlight, in fact, I'm going to spray that one. I don't know, just to refresh myself again. And when I say it's between the two, I'm feeling Neo Rio,
Mhm.
Black Moonlight. There's that myrrh that comes through for me. The
Yeah.
myrrh, there's some there's some floral, but there's also fig in this. Is there fig in this as well?
It has a floral, but the more like predominant floral is jasmine.
Okay.
The jasmine is not an indolic jasmine, but it has a little bit of animalic facet. So it's not as much as an indolic, but it gives that kind of like it's more powerful in my opinion. It's more kind of like a fougere, mature.
Yeah.
Or for the nighttime.
Yes.
Yeah, I prefer this one. In my kind of take, I like it better because this fougere is always my like, but I cannot be a square mind like, oh no, it has to be fougere. Oh no, it has to be citrusy.
Right.
You need to have an expanded your palate.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I mean, I'm the same way. I'm like, whenever I go into the stores, right? They're always like, well, what do you like? And I'm like, I like everything, right? There's really nothing that I'm like against, right? There's some things that, of course, fit my scent profile better than others. But yeah, even on this isn't bad. So, it's this, I definitely get I was going to call it dark. I get the depth of it, the heft of it. So that this is definitely an evening fragrance for me. Not an evening like intentional fragrance, but it definitely feels more night out, right? Just out and about.
Today I was taking pictures because if you go to my Instagram, those pictures that you see, I take those pictures. I never, when it's a computer picture, it's because of the team sending me the pictures. Okay. But more likely, since I start officially working for them, I create my own pictures. I do the whole entire, setup and stuff like that. So today I was playing around with these beautiful spices. It calls cardamom. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So this is what I recommend you if you're not able to find or buy, because it's very kind of expensive to buy the essential oils. Okay, this is, for example, tonka. Okay. Look at the of the tonka. Then when you smell this, you're gonna start training your nose. But if you are not able to spend, because they're kind of expensive, just go to your local store and buy this and start training about it. So when I was taking my pictures today, I was playing around with cardamom. And I said, dang, yeah, I know why this spiciness is so attractive and alluring. If you play around with black moonlight, you will see that the cardamom pops more on the paper. This is the kind of perfumes that I always said, okay, you just got not an overall take, but you will have an overall take if you put it on the skin and then go out. Don't stay in your same room. Go out, touch grass, and then figure it out if you like it, because it gets powdery. The cardamom also dusty, green cardamom with lavender and saffron. That's what I appreciate, that kind of complexity. That's not real, in my opinion. So this is you see the cardamom, and then you just gonna start, smelling your cardamom, and then train your nose, and you figure it out like, oh, dang, I was taking a picture. I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna see it later. I took a picture of golden green.
Okay.
It's part of the coffee break, which is our ongoing campaign. And I put it, like the cardamom, the coffee, and dang, I didn't even spray the perfume, and exactly smell kind of like the DNA of the coffee break golden green. I said, you see, like, just do this kind of stuff, go and buy saffron or cinnamon, for example. Do that, and then you're going to start recognizing the perfumes, not by going to Fragrantica or Base Notes or other outlets, and I start reading the pyramids, or even the websites for example, from our website. Go and do your diligence, try to sniff around, train your nose, and then you figure it out like, okay, it's not because La Nuit de l'Homme has a lot of cardamom, it has to smell like La Nuit de l'Homme, or the pineapple that you find at Ventus, it has to be like, oh, it's kind of like that pineapple from Ventus. If you smell pineapple, the oil, it's it doesn't smell like Aventus. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
Right.
people start kind of like getting into that. So it's better to train the nose, your nose, note by note. That's
Yeah.
my recommendation.
Yeah. I try and go. I haven't been in a while, but I try and go. There's a lady here who has, she calls it lotions and potions. So she has a lot of the oils that she uses in her body butters and what have you. So she basically says, come and, the smells are free. So, but especially early on, I would go by there a lot and just kind of put nose on some of the things. And so that's where like I could pick up like ylang or whatever, right? Because she had that there. So it's like, what does that actually smell like? So absolutely, I definitely recommend that as well. Just to continue again, training the nose and figuring out stuff.
Yes. So that's why there's certain perfumes that are out of the bat. I say like, oh, this is my kind of perfume. But then, as you mentioned earlier, with Xerjoff, you're gonna experience the facets. Sometimes certain Xerjoff has 2 or 3 facets that they change. They're not equal. They're like going to one facet to another facet. They're like linked to each other, but yeah, that's the beauty with Xerjoff. Like the opening, it can be like not as linear as other perfume brands or perfumes, but with Xerjoff, it's like a vampire ride, and then you're gonna find whatever it fits on you.
Yes, sir. So let's kind of, because I want to use this time to also to kind of help those that have not experienced Xerjoff, right? Those that have not experienced the brand. So what would be the 3 fragrances if I were completely new to Xerjoff and never heard of Xerjoff, but I'm watching this right now? What are 3 that you would say are your top recommendations that somebody who's looking to kind of jump into the space of Xerjoff, what would be the 3 that you would encourage them to kind of take a look at, to get their nose on, and maybe, be their foundation as part of their collection?
Well, the easy ones, like the one that, okay, you're just gonna come from designers, or maybe these probably 5 years, the last 5 years, people are coming not from designers anymore. They're coming from the Middle East, and then they discover niche. It was completely the opposite 10 years ago. So I will say, like the easiest ones. Let me find out. For example, if you like barbershop, kind of like barbershop feeling with florals, because you don't know, this one has iris, geranium. This is Mephisto, but this is the flanker of Mephisto. This is called Gentiluomo.
Okay. Yes.
And between Mephisto, the very first one, which I have it over there, I prefer this version better. I like the original Mephisto, but I prefer this one.
Yeah, I have the 30 ml of Mephisto of the original. So yes, definitely love this. Appreciate that one. I've got to put nose on the Gentiluomo. So yes.
Yeah, Gentiluomo. Gentiluomo means in Italian gentleman. That's Gentiluomo. Kind of like almost the same because it's Latin. So Gentiluomo.
Okay.
So, and then the second I would recommend is Uden Overdose, which is another flanker from the trio back in the day. I remember Sebastian was making a video of Neo, Kobe, and Uden. That was kind of like very first videos that I saw. I watched on YouTube, and then I bought Uden. And believe it or not, like a couple of years ago, I sold my old bottle of Uden. Like when I got this one in 2019, I said, like, no, this is, in my opinion, way better.
Yeah.
More mass appealing. It has a little bit of tobacco. It has grapefruit and ginger. It's really good. And that grapefruit combination with ginger or saffron, any combination with citrusy and spiciness, like, for example, well, Neo Rio has a little bit, but not much as a citrusy. But P33, which you have a sample, I sent you a sample of P33.
Yes.
Grapefruit also, and ginger, a little bit of iris. That combination is a winner. So first entry, Uden is my second choice. And then, of course, everybody who knows about the brand knows about Herba Pura and knows about these beautiful Naxos.
Yes.
So why Naxos? Because it's this is like I always consider Naxos as the Aventus of Xerjoff. You know, it's kind of like the king. You know, it's
Yes.
like for a reason, Fragrantica for the last 4 years is the best niche ever created on
Yeah.
Fragrantica. So yeah, there's a reason because like the online community, the people who watches online live streams or watches videos are not the majority of the consumers around the world. Around the world, like in Portuguese or in Spanish or in another Mandarin and other languages, they love this perfume so much, as many others of Sergio. And this is one of the best sellers. So yeah, definitely Naxos, which
Yeah.
in my opinion is not only for winter, it's not only for fall. It has to be for all year round. That's what I will recommend you that when this spring comes and summer, try to wear Naxos if you have it, and you will see that you will find another perfume that is all year round.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna take you up on that. I'm gonna try it because I don't know where, because I'm in Phoenix, so it's 120 during the summer. So we'll see. We'll
Yes,
see. But yeah, definitely I definitely get the spring with this as well, because right now it's probably a good time for me to break it out because our spring is in full effect right now.
sure.
But yeah, Naxos is definitely one.
Well,
Um,
I discovered Naxos in 2016,
wow.
and I'm in Florida all this time, so
Okay.
I understand what you're saying about that. But with the temperature, just go easy with the trigger. Just I moderate from 8 sprays, and then I just go sometimes with 2 and sometimes with 4. No more
Okay.
than that in summer. Yeah.
Yeah, because I am an oversprayer, so I'm gonna have to dial back.
But with Naxos, it lasts forever and it projects
Yes.
like crazy. So yeah, you
Yes.
just need to adjust it. In my opinion, perfumes mostly niche, they are genderless, and there's no weather occasions for maybe for occasions like a formal occasion, that kind of
Mhm.
stuff is different. But in terms of weather and gender, they're genderless. Anyone can rock these perfumes. Some
Yeah.
perfumes are more floral, some more sweets, and the other ones are more like darker and balsamic and fougères or chypras. But it's about your skin, so you give it a
Yeah.
try and figure it out.
Yeah. Now you also mentioned that what is it, the P33?
Yeah, P33 is right here.
That one, I'm gonna tell you right now, this is
Mm,
definitely on my list.
nice.
This is
Yeah,
definitely on my list.
yeah.
Um, I smelled it and I immediately, my wife and I, we have a list that we have between us of
Hmm.
fragrances. That way, if we're ever looking for birthday gifts or stuff like that, we know what
Hmm.
to get each other. And this, I smelled and it definitely went on that list very quickly.
You see what I just told you about it? Like, that combination
Yes.
is a winner. It's a grapefruit, a little bit of iris, cinnamon. It's like it's a winner. It's a winner,
Yeah.
and it has a little bit of vibe of that designer vibe. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I could see, yes, the little designer vibe, but it's still not just your typical designer vibe. It's
Hmm.
definitely one that it's just it's an invigorating fragrance to me, right? This
Yes.
is one that just kind of lifts it almost like as I'm smelling it, it kind of lifts the mood. It kind of lifts you. It's a nice, bright, woody, citrusy fragrance.
Hmm.
Yeah. This was one I was like I said, it immediately went on to my list because I was like, gotta have this one, right? Gotta
Yeah.
have this.
It's an easy grab, down reach, whatever you call it. It's like
Yes.
no slouch, no double thinking, no overthinking, no nothing. Like this is the one. That's it. Boom. It's like I compare this, to be honest, with Imagination or Lemensity.
Gotcha.
Those like those are easy to grab and pull it out. And
Hmm.
in my opinion, this has more depth than both of them. But people don't talk about it. but I can see your expression in your face when you talk about P33. You're like, yeah, I want this.
Yeah, like I said, this is one that I've got to get into the collection. Because like you said, this is just an easy grab. It's an easy reach. This is one of those, no matter where I'm going, no matter what I'm doing, this fits, right? It just works in a variety of situations. It's just, you're going to smell great all the time. So yeah, this, and for me, from Xerjoff, the others that are on my list right now is this, Alexandria, of course, Alexandria 2. And there's some others I want to put nose on for sure. But this one is probably going to be the one that may make it a little sooner than Alexandria 2.
Mhm.
But yeah, this is just a beautiful fragrance that works. Just, again, I can't get over this one. This is the one that, like I said, when I first smelled it, I was like, I got to have this one.
Yeah.
I got to have this one. So now there's a question in the chat, P33 versus P33 blank page.
Okay.
I was asking, is P33 more for spring and then blank page more for warmer as far as summer? Kind of what are your thoughts on that? And again, I know what you're saying as far as with, especially with niche and especially with Xerjoff, a lot of it's not necessarily determined by spring, summer, fall, what have you, or even gender, but just kind of your thoughts of what someone who's thinking that way might wear this for.
Yeah, that's more likely, like coming, like I said, like I'm an insider. Like, I was a viewer, I was a subscriber, I was a follower, and then I work on the industry. So basically, that kind of like seasons, winter, summer, and gender is basically the influencer marketing.
Agreed. Yes, I agree.
Some people dislike when influencers are doing marketing, but even consumers, even followers or subscribers are doing marketing as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because some people will target this only, oh no, this has to be for summer. That's according to you. But according to us, if you go to our website, tell me where you're gonna find that is especially for summer.
Mm-hmm.
Unless that we do a campaign for summer, for winter. Like for example, we do a campaign for coffee right now. So it has to be a coffee because it's a coffee kind of like a smell like coffee, right?
Mm-hmm.
So someone asked about the P33, the two P33s. They're actually the same. This is the very first one that it was released in 2022,
Okay.
right after almost getting out of the pandemic. Because as you can see, this is embroidered with a 24 karat gold.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And this bottle, believe it or not, was the very first idea that Sergio Momo has to create and actually make this collection one of the most artistic collections among the whole entire portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
So this bottle was made handmade in Tuscany, in Italy. So it's a unique, and also back then it used to have like the number. Okay, basically are the same perfume. You can tell the same color.
Mm-hmm.
No variation, no reformulation, no nothing. So basically are the same. It's just because to produce this bottle is costly. So to make it more available, we remove the embroidered Xerjoff, and then it's for everyone, and it's massively distributed around the world. So then last year, Sergio Momo introduced the other 3 perfumes for this collection that is only available at the website and in certain our Sergio boutiques. And this is from that bottle that I just showed you. He came up with this beautiful design, which is tremendous design. And look at the evolution of this collection. So this is P13.
Oh, wow.
So from this bottle that one of your viewers asked, ended up with this bottle. And there's 3 like that with different, features. You know, in this case is the rope, and yeah, this is a very expensive gem, very expensive, only for collectors because mine is the 107, and this is from the last 2 years. This is the very first, the last 2 years. I never bought a Xerjoff because I work for the brand, but this is the first bottle that I bought in the last 2 years directly from the brand because they, no even us can get these bottles.
Oh wow!
If we want to have the bottles, you need to buy it. So I'm not gonna buy the three, but I bought one, which is this one, just to show you guys.
Mhm.
This one is still available. Is page 18. The meaning of the sketchbook is because Sergio Momo, as I told you, he's a designer. So he drew this, like a design of the bottles.
Mhm.
And then he started adding notes and creating like, okay, what about putting these notes for this perfume, for this design? And then he started creating the story. And then he ended up in this, well, you can go to the website and you can find the bottles designs.
Yeah.
And that's the meaning of the sketchbook. So in his sketchbook, in the page 33, he designed this bottle. That's why it's called P33.
Gotcha.
And then blank page because it doesn't have the gold.
The gold.
Yep. And they page 18, P18, P13, and P70. Which next time when I have a chance, I will send you samples of these three for you to have an experience.
Okay.
Unless that if you go to Milano, let me know, and then I can show you there because we still have available all three in certain Xerjoff boutiques.
Yes.
Online, we only have available these two, the 13 and the 18.
Okay.
So I didn't send you this because I don't wanna, over like send you so many, samples and kind of like overwhelm you with so many notes.
Overwhelm me. You can overwhelm me anytime, bro.
About if I overwhelmed you in faces.
That's fine. I appreciate that. But yeah, that was a good one. I'm trying to think what else. Now Coral, I had actually put nose on late last year. And Coral is one that, if I remember correctly, that's definitely very fruity, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
And was one that I was like, again, we can get into summer versus spring, whatever, but it just felt right for me as another fragrance that I was looking at and saying, yeah, buddy, that's another one that could work into the collection. And like you said, it's one that even my wife could wear and my wife could rock and wear well.
Yes, that's right. Because also, as well as Black Moonlight, that it has jasmine.
Mm-hmm.
The jasmine plays like a cut it off the fruitiness with the base notes. That's the key of this coral.
Mm-hmm.
And it's beautiful. In my opinion, I like it better than Herba Pura. I like it just a little less than Herba Gold because Herba Gold is still my fruity of the bunch. But yeah, this used to come in a yellow color because it used to be an exclusive for Selfridges. Selfridges is a store in London. It's a very famous store. And the collaboration, the exclusivity ends and it used to come in this color, you see?
Okay.
With the velvet. And that's Coro. I don't know if you can read that. Coro, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So basically it's the same perfume. Like some people say, no, I smell different. Well, to be honest, when you smell Coro from this bottle, it matches this color than the yellow. But we utilize yellow because it's the color of the store. Selfridges.
Okay.
So Coro, I love it because it has that kind of fruit basket that is very, like it's a signature fruitiness from Xerjoff. It has a little bit of orange butter and the jasmine, as I said.
Yeah. I mean, this is because one of the things for me is I like fruit smells, but I don't necessarily like overly fruity smells, right? If it's like feels like I'm walking around like a fruit salad, then yeah, that's a little concerning, right? But for me, this is just the right amount of fruit, just the right amount that really just works. Yeah, and then like you said, the jasmine coming through, all of those things work for me in this one, right? This is another one that I was impressed with it when I first put nose on it, when I smelled it in my local store. And then when you sent it over, I was like, yeah, definitely. It kind of reminded me, yeah, this is another one that I like.
Yeah.
Definitely
And as
beautiful.
you said, like for example, you like it, and also your wife can actually wear it.
Yes.
This is a perfume that I always say, like, it can be in both shelves, your
Right.
shelf, her shelf.
In fact, someone in the
So
chat said that they grabbed it. Their girl was about to take it from them. So Sharad said his girl was about to take his coral from him. So that just speaks to that. That it's one of those that definitely can be appreciated by anybody.
yeah, by anybody. And if you go to
Absolutely.
our website, it doesn't say gender, like this is specifically for no, it
Correct.
doesn't say anything.
Correct. So I know your time is limited, so I want to make sure I honor your time.
Let's go for as long as you want me. In like 20 minutes, I can take a pause and then come back if
Okay.
you want. Okay.
Okay. We can kind of, because there's a couple of questions that I want to just kind of bring up because I want to make sure that the chat is getting some of their questions asked as well. So Rev Rogers asked, basically, is there any future to the Torino line now that the partnership with the tournament is over? If you can speak to that.
Yeah, sure, for sure. Reverend, I believe Reverend Roger,
Rev
right?
Rogers, yeah.
So the collection calls ATP Nero Finals ATP Tour. That's the collection. Why ATP? Because if you follow tennis, ATP means the Association Tennis Professionals, which is right here.
Mm-hmm.
So the Nero is the brand, the company that actually sponsored the ATP. And the finals is because the top 8 finalists and the ranking, they go and compete for the number 1 spot in the for the year. So since 2021, the ATP decided to move from London to Torino, which is the city of Xerjoff, the finals. So since they moved it, the brand and Sergio Momo and his whole team back then decided, like, let's collab and let's sponsor being a silver partner of the tournament. And there you go. So it started with Torino 21, which is from the whole entire line of Torinos. Is the only one that it comes in 100 ml, and is the most popular one to become one of the best seller of the brand. Why? Because the spearmint kind of minty vibe with like it has Hierba Luisa, but it's very refreshing. I mean, people call it very minty. I don't find it very minty. It's more like a spearmint. And yes, it's very popular. So Torino 21, Torino 22, which is more like a green, kind of like with that kind of ethyl motol, which is a molecule that you can find in Baccarat Rouge in the opening, and then it goes green by the beautiful eucalyptus there. So people didn't care back then, and now after 3 years, people start praising about Torino 22. I don't know how it works, but it started working like that. It's still Torino 23. People don't care about that, but it's a beautiful Chipra, which I really love it from the whole line. And then Torino 24, and then Torino 25. Why Torino 25? And it's going to be the last one. Well, when the ATP decided to move the tournament to Torino, they signed the contract from 2021 to 2025. And then last year, before the tournament ends in November, they decided to extend it to 2 more years, but we decided to no longer be the sponsor.
Okay.
So that's why Torino 25 is going to be the last one.
That's the last one. Okay.
And that's about it. It's not going to grow unless something changes. But so far, in my calendar, the calendar that everybody in the team have, Torino 26 is not there. And it's not introduced because we completely ended up the collection.
Okay. So no more Torinos as far as we know right now.
No.
Cool. Another question that's there is, Joel asks, your opinion on Xerjoff Empyrean and Xerjoff Hayat.
Yeah. So, well, like I explained to you, back then the shape of the bottles of chemi, that's
Mhm.
what it used to call. It used to call alchemia at the very beginning, and
Okay.
alchemia is the father of the chemistry. So, and then they reduce it to chemi. Back then, when we used to introduce our collections to the market, and we start promoting the collection, introducing to certain distributors, we used to use this, and that's
Okay.
why we call it. But then, since you see the bottle between this one and that one doesn't look alike, right? So
Mhm.
to make it more uniform, we decided to make Chemi as a bottle of Xerjoff.
Gotcha.
So there's a confusion also, and I like to clarify that confusion. That they believe, I don't know how, that this house was bought by Sergio Momo and put it into Sergio, which is not true. So this was a line, a collection that it was inside of the Sergio group, and
Okay.
it was always there. But we
Mhm.
only have one thing: switch from this bottle to this bottle. That's it. Nobody bought anything. It always been belonged to Sergio. So in 2023, Sergio Momo introduced, after pretty much almost, I believe it was 7 years, uh, 4 new chemis, now called K Collection. Very dangerous here.
Beautiful
Okay,
bottle.
and now this is the bottles, which if you compare to the one that I showed you previously, it doesn't have the same features. I don't know if you can see the features. So this is kind of plain,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. It
But
doesn't have that engraving or
this,
whatever.
this is a
Embossed.
collection. This is a collection inside of the collection, inside of the K collection. It
Okay.
calls blue, K blue. And why? Because it's supposed to be like, you see the inside of the bottle, like
Mhm.
the graphic is the faces of the moon.
Oh wow.
Partial moon. I don't know. You can really tell that.
I can see some detail there, but I can't really make it fully out. I'll have to
Yeah.
see if I can get eye on it up close. But yeah, those are. I mean, I those are just beautiful bottles. Just the
So
even the detail
like
on the
I
cap.
explained to you, yeah, it's like attention to details and the story behind. It's a storytelling brand. So this K Blue is an homage to the facets, and like the way that the, the 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 notes are close to our planet Earth, and the
Mhm.
planet Earth matches with the beautiful moon, and how they harvest certain notes in the faces of the moon. Like when you go and fish, you know
Mhm.
that when it's a full moon, you're gonna have more chances to actually find great fish.
Right.
So
Right.
it's the same thing with certain notes, like roses, for example. A certain moment, like at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, is when the time that you need to harvest the roses in India, for example. So he asked for Empyrean, right? It's been a long time that I haven't smelled Empyrean, but yeah, it's not for the like. You need to love. First of all, you need to love oud,
Okay.
balsamic. This is a very Middle Eastern collection, very balsamic, dark, enigmatic, a little bit dusty, very powdery. But if I wouldn't smell this like 10 years ago, I would say, oh. But now my nose is like all over the place. So
Mhm.
I appreciate these kind of perfumes. So this is the perfume that I will not recommend you to for starters, or for people who don't get along with oud. I don't
Okay.
recommend you to smell it just from the paper. Get a sample, spray it on your skin like I recommend you earlier, and then go from there. Because to me, I love this perfume. But from the four, it was Astral. Let me introduce you. It's Astral,
Mm-hmm.
The name there. I need to buy a camera because with this camera from the iMac is not gonna be a good. That's Imperial,
Okay.
and then we have the little ones. I believe this is Ether, which is a lot of people love this perfume Ether, but mostly the Middle Eastern, fanatics, like there's a lot of people like, and this is holism. This is holism, which is from the four. This is
Mhm.
the less appreciated.
Okay.
Yeah. And what else? Imperial and Hyatt. Okay.
Hayat. Yeah.
Hyatt is another one that people love back in the day. They associate with wood. I disagree with that. It goes to another different directions. Like the problem is like when you smell one note that is referring, like I mentioned to you earlier, like
Mhm.
Aventus. Yeah, no. This is totally different. It's more musky, more darker than wood. No, nothing to do. Like the cardamom in wood, it goes differently. And in here is more balsamic,
Mhm.
darker, and musky. A lot of musk here. A lot of musk.
Okay.
Yeah. I like in the two that he asked me, I like Imperial better than Hyatt, believe it or not.
Okay.
This one.
Imperium. Okay. Okay. Hopefully that'll help you, Joel, as far as your question there. And then another question that's a good question here is there what determines between Xerjoff and Cosmorati? What's the determining between the Xerjoff line as far as, for example, Noxos versus, because this is the first one that I actually got from the 1888.
Nice.
So what is the determination between the two, right? I think if I remember hearing before, Cosmorati is more kind of a old, if I can use that word, kind of an ode to a previous
Vintage.
brand.
Vintage.
Okay.
Call it vintage, yeah. Yeah, if someone asks me my age and I say yeah, and then they say old, no, don't say old. They say vintage. It sounds
No,
better.
when I say old, I mean like a tribute. I'm sorry. When I'm saying old, I'm saying ODE, like a tribute.
Yeah, I'm just joking. Let me show you. Let me show you. Believe it or not, this 1888 was my very first Casamurati that I purchased. Look at the difference.
Yes.
This is a very old one, and now I'm gonna show you the evolution of the the bottles. Look at this. From this design
Yes.
to this design.
Nice. Nice.
So wait a minute. Okay. Well, anyways, I thought that I have the other one. Anyways, I don't know where I put the other one. The very old one. Well, I have to look. Anyways, Casamurati. Yeah. When Sergio Momo introduced his first collection, 1717, then Shooting Stars, then the 1861. In 2009, they decided like, wait a minute, you are coming with a name that is the name of your perfume brand called Sergio, that it doesn't sound Italian whatsoever. So it's better to, have something related to Italy.
Gotcha.
Sergio Momo has the idea, like brilliant idea, that he discovered a perfume brand that it was completely closed. They stopped production centuries ago. So it was founded in 1888. And then he found Mephisto. Actually, the very first Mephisto is actually the very first perfume among the Casamorati house.
Okay.
It was Mephisto and this one, Flore de Olivo. which
Okay.
means flower of the olives.
Hmm.
Those are the very first Casamoratis. And that's why if you take a look behind the bottle, it says Casamorati dial. It means like dial 1888. It
Okay.
means it was from, what she means dial, from 1888. And he decided to actually contact the owners. And that's actually why probably people mistaking that Sergio Momo buys houses and then put in his.
Hmm.
It was because he needs something that it sounds Italian,
Gotcha.
and that's how he found Casamorati. And then he revived the perfume brand, the collection, and then he started to introduce more offerings into the collection, which you can tell like Italica, Dama
Hmm.
Bianca, Lira, mostly gourmands, and also those in that collection it has more very feminine perfumes like
Okay.
Granvalo, La Tosca. So yeah, basically that's why it's the difference between like this is more to Italian roots than the rest of the collections that we have.
Gotcha. Okay. So it's kind of like the perfume styling that kind of makes the difference for
Yeah,
the
because
two.
it has that kind of like Art Deco, you know.
Hmm.
This is the reminisces the very very first style how they actually made that brand, made the shape of the bottles, and even though that you see that we changed the shape of the other collections and other bottles,
Hmm.
we're gonna preserve this shape.
Gotcha.
Okay, so because it's more to the Italian roots,
Hmm. Okay.
hence that it was founded in 1888.
Gotcha. Yeah, because I think that you're right. I think that's one reason that people do kind of think that Xerjoff is kind of buying up different brands and stuff like that, because that's kind of the story I had heard. I think I watched before when you talked about it, but absolutely.
Yeah, like many people are saying that, and it's like no, and TikTok is even worse. Like when I go to TikTok, I join, I keep scrolling and scrolling, and then join to some live streams. People are saying so many urban legends and things like that. No, it's not like that. But let me, help you out, and then you're gonna have more knowledge about the brand. And then
Hmm.
when you talk about the brand, for new people, new viewers, for example, for yourself.
Hmm.
After this, you're gonna find out, oh yeah, I remember I have a conversation with one of the representatives and he told me about it, and then you're gonna go from there. So
Yeah.
it's better to hear directly from the brand and kind of like, like debunk those kind of stories.
Speaking of stories, and this is, I'm going to, before I even ask this, I'm going to give you the opportunity to be like, you're not going to address it. But one
Mhm.
of the things that I've noticed on TikTok, and I call them TikTok frag bros, they seem to have something against Xerjoff.
Yeah.
Do you know what that's about, or can you speak to us that about? Because I'm looking at the brand, and I'm saying, I don't have a problem with what you all do. Great fragrances, what have you. But we know that they're popular over on that side, right? And they kind of, and if we're honest, are in doing a lot of influencing as it relates to fragrances and what people like and things of that nature. But every time Xerjoff is brought up, there seems to be this reaction, right? And I pick up that it's probably not warranted, but and there's probably a story behind it. But again, if you can't speak to it, I understand. But I'm just want to see if there's anything we can help address with that.
Well, yeah. Try to, be as much as cordial because I really know the truth about it. But I cannot explain the details of the truth.
Hmm.
But let's put it this way: it's like like TikTok is a different lion. So basically, they're only like we can say like if you put it in a ranking, the top 10. If the
Hmm.
top 10 people on TikTok they were talking about certain perfumes like Outlands, for example, from the top 11 to 5,000 people on TikTok, they're gonna talk about Outlands. See what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it all depends what these top 10 are doing it. So sometimes they actually do the bait or clickbait or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes they just, for fun, they just want to, like talk about bad things about the perfume. So
Mm-hmm.
show some sort of motive, but the motive itself, I cannot speak about it, but I know the truth because I'm the one in charge to debunk all those
Mm-hmm.
and try to prove them that, not to prove to those people that they started that hate, try to prove to the rest of the people who listen and follow these top people,
Mm-hmm.
top 10 or top 5, if you want to call it that way. Not all of them. There's only one or two from the top
Mm-hmm.
that they don't care about that. And they also told me, like, hey, we know about this and we know about what they do that. I said, yeah, I know about it because, I had some conversation with them. And yeah, like I said, unfortunately, at this moment, TikTok is so new and it's led by a young generation that the young generation, they're just going to replicate what the top 10 are doing.
Yeah.
But in probably 2-3 years, these young generations are going to become almost an adult.
Mm-hmm.
Going to start figuring it out. No, it's not the way that they were saying.
Yeah.
So it's about like a perfume with your skin. You can smell it on a paper. You can be so happy about it and then buy it, and then when you start spraying, and then with a girl that you want to meet or go out or whatever, and say, I don't wear that perfume, what are you gonna do?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, no, I don't want to wear that perfume because I want to get closer to this girl. It's the
Mm-hmm.
same thing. You're gonna discover what is good for you and what is not good for you.
Yeah.
So that's all I can say. But we noticed that. I've been warning the team about it since last year when I started noticing that it was very, like, a certain moment disrespectful, and also in a arrogant way.
Mm-hmm.
It's normal because in this perfume influencer world, it's like I'm being dropping comments. It's about, like, oh, I like that, and you have to like that, kind of like that. It's not that way. To be
Right.
honest, when you go out, when you travel, when you go out to the stores, and people doesn't know who is who on YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
that's the real people that actually I would like to focus sometimes, because they don't give me that kind of, like, oh, this and that. He said, she said, like, no, no. People don't care. They just buy.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's why, again, I'm a big fan of wear what you want to wear, buy what you want to buy. For example, like Walt and my tastes align on a lot of things, but there's some things that our taste don't align on. And that doesn't mean
Yeah.
that I'm right or he's wrong, or vice versa. It just means that we have different tastes. And one of the things that I think we try, especially on this side, is we try to basically tell what the fragrance is, our take on it. If we like it, we like it. But again, the encouragement is put your own nose on it. Don't take my word for it, right? Because there are some things that, because I've been smelling a lot and putting my nose on a lot of things. There are some things that I'm now at a place where I'm like, I enjoy that. Whereas, like you said, with something else before, if you had smelled it 10, 15, 20 years ago, you wouldn't have liked it, because at that time your nose wasn't at that level, right? And so it's an encouragement, you're right, to just go out and put your nose on it, touch grass, put your nose on a variety of things and find what you like, and not rely on influencers, whether they're on TikTok, YouTube, or Instagram. Use that as information to help you as far as knowing what's out there. But at the end of the day, put your own nose on it. Figure out what you like.
Sure. And another thing, like you and people on TikTok or even on Instagram, this is not the future anymore. This is
Mhm.
actually the present. And the present is each one of you guys who has an outlet like this, like your channel, for example, you are a communicator. You are
Mhm.
like the press that every brand needs it. So probably in a matter of a year or two, uh, even news are going to be here in these platforms. There's
Mhm.
already channels that you can watch the news that
Mhm.
5 years ago you only have to have a cable account to actually watch those news. Now you can watch it on YouTube. So
Mhm.
basically, in a matter of a year, you guys gonna be like the podcast, but the interaction with the chat, because at the end, the chat is your key. The key element of your success is the chat. It is the chat still ruling and ask you questions.
Mhm.
That's how
Mhm.
the interaction is gonna be and how you're gonna grow. But you are a communicator. You are not the last word. The last word is like you pass it along what you actually heard from the
Mhm.
brands, from the distributors, from certain forums, and then the viewers, the chat will decide it. The
Right.
ones right now in the chat, or the ones that they're gonna replay your streams tomorrow, in another week, or in a month, or in a year.
Yeah.
So you are a communicator, so you have to be careful as when you go to a school and study as becoming as a journalist. If
Mhm.
you're a journalist, you have to have ethics. You have to follow and be strong with your ethics. You
Mhm.
have to, be careful what you're saying, because a certain moment is going to hurt you, or it's
Right.
going to hurt your future, because you can have a future, and in my opinion, this is not the future, this is the present.
Mhm.
Take it now and be proud of it, and try to be as much as careful in words, in wording, in terms of like how you pass it along the information without being obnoxious, in my
Right. 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 Yeah, I mean, there is, I mean, we could get into that, but there is a sometimes an arrogance to youthfulness that doesn't think about what will impact tomorrow, right? It's
Mhm.
about the moment, and for those, at the end of the day, we'll kind of move on from there. But at the end of the day, I just want to give an opportunity because I had noticed it. I had seen just some of the comments,
Yeah,
and I'm like, I know that there's something behind it. I can probably imagine or guess, but at the end of the day, it's one of those things that's unfortunate because they have the potential to have great influence, but at the end of the day, if they're using it in negative ways, it's only going to hurt them negatively in some way, shape, or form, and moving forward,
sure.
right? But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely wanted to because again, I'm enjoying what I've got from Xerjoff from Xerjoff. I'm enjoying the things that I put nose on, the detail that goes with the bottles, the detail goes with the story, all of those things. I'm definitely enjoying and appreciating. All right, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up right here, just because I this is about the time I normally will go for about an hour to an hour and a half. But I wanted to definitely. This is not the last time you're going to be on. Last time we have conversation. I definitely appreciate you stopping through and sharing the stories, sharing the information as far as Surge Off. I think all of us have gotten a little more information now. Just as I'm looking through the chats, a lot of folks are saying, "Man, they're learning a lot. They're looking at bottles that they may not have had a chance to put a nose or put an eye on before, and they're saying the detail, the beauty of that bottle." So definitely, definitely. Um, Anything you want to add, kind of as far as final words, final wrap up, anything of that nature, anything you want to kind of throw out to the community?
Yes. Well, first of all, thank you for this opportunity, Kev, to actually invite me to your channel, to your viewers,
Hmm.
and for the people who will rewatch, your live stream in the days to come. Thank you for that opportunity. As you said, it's not gonna be the last one. Anytime
Right.
when you want it,
Hmm.
just I'm always willing to help you guys out, not only through comments, also to actually supporting you guys with the knowledge that I have throughout all this year being in this platform in social media in terms of Franas community. We have in this year the 20th anniversary of Xerjoff.
Hmm.
We're gonna have a celebration in June. We're gonna have a celebration also in Cannes for the TFWA, which mostly it happens at the end of September when
Hmm.
we introduce. This is how it goes. The year doesn't start for any kind of product in the beauty business. It doesn't start in January. It starts actually at the end of September.
Hmm.
So it goes from September until May, June next year, which means in couple more months when we're gonna go to Milano, is when another round of perfumes are gonna be revealed, and then at the end of September, we're going to reveal what is coming at the end of the year, this year, and then the next year at the beginning. So basically, those are the events. Sometimes we're going to have events in certain cities like New York. We probably going to be on Sets Floor. We don't know yet. We probably going to be at Sebastian's event, which is Sunfest, something like that. I forgot the name of the event.
That's one in California?
Yeah, that's one in California. It's Scent Fest, and it's
Okay.
in San Francisco, not in California. So it's Scent Fest. It's June 26th to the 28th.
Okay.
And then there's another one called World Perfumery Congress in Monterey, California.
Yes.
That's also in June, which it happens to be from the 23rd to the 25th, before the Sunfest in San Francisco.
Gotcha.
Then PD, Cannes, Dubai Beauty World, and Sense Floor. And sometimes we have events that I actually attend in collaboration with another very famous marketing company here in America. So if you happen to be in New York or in certain places, they will definitely let you know.
Okay.
To invite you. Usually
Yes.
when we invite our supporters of the brand, we would like to to give you a gift or something like that. If you happen to be in Milano, we actually going to do the same.
Okay.
Enjoy your perfumes. Don't keep it on the shelf like a trophies. Enjoy it, spray it, test it around. If you decided to don't wear a perfume that day, well, just start spraying and start comparing each one of them. You guys are the leaders of this, because sooner or later they're not going to be cable anymore. So it's going to be podcasts of this. They're going to be like interviews. They're going to be like the same exactly way that the TV started, like in the 60s and the 50s and the 60s. It's the same way that YouTube started 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Now it's happening. So you guys have the opportunity to have something that you maybe don't know that you will have the opportunity. So take it like you're hungry. Be always hungry, looking for more.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I definitely appreciate that. Definitely take that to heart, because that's why even this Tuesday night, I've started putting it as the weekly blend, because I do want it to be this space that we have conversation about fragrances, but culture, everything else is going on in the world, right? We're blending that all together and having the conversation. So again, definitely appreciate you. If you'll hang out back for just a moment, I'll go ahead and close this down, and then we'll chat a little bit. Okay. All right. All right, everyone, listen, again, appreciate those that stopped through, those that may even be watching on the replay. That was our guy, Rolf, brand representative from Xerjoff. Lots of great information, lots of stuff to look forward to. Definitely going to be looking for, I know I won't be able to make Milan for Essence, but definitely be looking for the announcement as far as that 20th anniversary collab that they have with a major brand. So no spoilers as far as what it was or who it is, but definitely something we'll be looking forward to. Again, for those that stopped through, appreciate you all stopping through. Make sure, if you haven't already, hit that like button. And then definitely we'll see you in the next video. You all have a great evening. We'll see you all next time. Be blessed. Peace, y'all.